Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the time you're joining this video. So again, today we are streaming from both YouTube and from TikTok. Our TikTok name is HR Kate and our YouTube name is Winning Mindset. So if you're new here, you're very much welcome. Thank you so much for joining our channel. We're very happy to have you here. And you should please subscribe, like, and share. This is a forum where we love sharing information that will make us grow better. Sometimes, of course, we do share some daily vlogs of things we do, but our target here is to grow each other, is to be a better version for each other. Our target here is to see how we can empower each each one of us. So it's not like we know everything, but the goal is to empower each and every one of us. So thank you so much again for joining our channel. I'm Catherine, and our YouTube channel is Winning Mindset, and our the TikTok, we are streaming from both TikTok and YouTube. TikTok says Winning Mindset, and Instagram YouTube says Winning Mindset, and TikTok says HR Kate. So today we have a very interesting topic I want to talk about. So I just encountered something, and actually I didn't plan to go live today at all, but then I just encountered something, and I feel like, oh, I should share it with my people here. And with this experience, you can come up and build you. Sometimes you go through some things, they either build you, know how they say some things can mar, or they can mar you, or they make you, like that means to say some things can either break you or they fix you. So our topic we are talking about is staying focused despite distractions. So there are some points, I've written them down, and I'd like us to elaborate on them. So we are talking about staying focused despite distractions. Staying focused despite distractions. Now, in this world we are living, there are a lot of distractions. There is nowhere you go that you don't encounter distraction. There is nothing you do that you don't encounter distraction. Sometimes you wake up in the morning and you have your plans. Oh, I have to go here, and then I go here, and some things happen that they break you, and you feel like, why am I even going to do this thing? Why should I? So we want to talk about staying focused, being consistent, irrespective of the situation that you find yourself in, being how you can stay focused, how you can stay consistent despite the situation you find yourself. So there are some things that I've pointed out here. I'm just gonna start with that. Okay, here I say, whether you're a writer, a designer, a videographer, or a social media manager, okay, staying focused is in a digital world. Overflowing with distraction is superpower. I'm going to read that again. Some things I point them out so we could talk about them. And of course, I'm not just going to be sitting here and talk. I want us to discuss, to converse. Again, thank you for joining our channel. I can see a lot of people on YouTube and also a couple of them on TikTok. Thank you for joining. Our topic is staying focused. Hi, Lilisa. Thank you so much for joining. Staying focused despite distractions. Staying focused despite distractions. So, hi Nola, thank you so much for joining. I'm very happy to have you guys here. So I said, whether you're a writer, a designer, a videographer, or a social media manager, whatever thing you're doing, okay, staying focused in a digital world overflow with distraction is a superpower. Now, whatever you're doing, staying focused on whatever you're doing is a superpower. So here's how to develop your superpower. Here is how you develop on how you can stay focused irrespective of the distractions. Number one is setting the goals. You have to set your goals. What do you want to achieve? You can start by setting a yearly goal. Now, within the year, this is what I want to achieve within this year. Okay? You can set a goal of what you want to achieve within the year, and then you proceed by setting the goal of what you want to achieve in maybe the first quarter of the year, and then from there you bring it down to maybe the first month, and then from there you bring it down to maybe the first 1 to 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So now I said be specific. So I said set clear goals. Okay, I'm going to be reading them. Distractions often creeps in when you're unsure of what to do next. Define your daily or weekly goals. Just what I just explained. Define your daily or weekly goals. Now, a lot of us, before we get into the year, we have our plans. Okay, we used to call that, we used to have a name, what we call it, I cannot really remember. But these are the things, maybe especially if someone like me, I always want to lose weight every year. So I'll feel like, okay, I want to lose like maybe 15 pounds, I want to lose like 20 pounds. How do I work towards that before this year? And this is what I want to lose and everything. So it's always good to set your goals and you're specific. Be specific with your goals. How many of the kilos, for example, how many kilos do you want to lose? If you're a videographer, how many clients do you plan? Do you want to, have a good relationship where you have been able to take videos from maybe this particular, a popular, let's just say, I don't know your goals, you understand? I don't know your goals, but maybe you have a mind that you have this particular set of people that you would love to be their videographer or their photographer. How do you work towards that? You have to be specific. By the end of this year, as a videographer, I would like to have a contract with maybe this company, or maybe this kind of person, or maybe this kind of person, you understand? Or let's say by a social media manager, by the end of this month, by the end of this year, this is what I want to achieve. You set those goals, you be very, very specific. Before that, by the end of this year, I want to achieve this, I want to have this. Once you set those goals, you have to be specific about them. The first thing is specify. How many, let's say you're a business person, how many clients do you want to have before let's say, how much sales do you want to make by the end of the year? What is your budget? What are you expecting? How much are you expecting to make as a profit? Let's say you're a business person, okay? Because when you set your goals, irrespective of distraction, you always try to meet those goals. So you can ask yourself, how much do I want to make by this time? What do I want to bring up by this time and everything? Thank you so much. I see a lot of people on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining. And a lot of people on TikTok as well. So if you're new here, thank you so much for joining. Our topic is staying focused despite distractions. Okay? So what we said, a lot of people, they get distracted because they don't set specific goals. Now, if you want to achieve the goals, first, like we mentioned, you have to set clear, creative goals. Let me give you this example. For example, I'm going to say, as a marketer, okay, or as a business person, I want to make at least 1 million by the end of this year, okay? And if I have to make that 1 million, I have to have this number of clients to make that amount. And if I have to have this number of clients, that means in each of these 12 months, I should try my best to get this number of clients within the first quarter of the month. And if I'm supposed to have this number of clients within the first quarter of the month, how many clients should I have within the month? And what should I do to have these clients? The first thing is that it should be specific. How much do you want to make before the end of this year? How much do you want to make by the end of this month? A lot of time people should set very short-term goals, and setting a short-term goal is not really exciting because things don't happen the way you want. But when you take a little bit of a long-term goal, our pastor used to say we're in a microwave generation. That's a generation where everybody wants everything to be done like immediately. People want things to just happen now. But if you take your time and the process and then you grow through everything, there is no way that you will not win in life. Because sometimes you go through some things that they build character, they build strength, they build resilience in you. Now I wrote here, I said set clear creative goals. Distraction often creeps in when you're unsure of what to do next. Define your daily, weekly goal. Now you write down what you have to do. Let's say, for example, you have to go to bed. So tomorrow, things I need to do in the morning, things I need to do tomorrow. You write, maybe wake up at 8:30 or wake up at 6:30. Maybe let's just say wake up at 6. I study my Bible from 6 to 6:30. I go and work out maybe 6 to 7:30 or at 6:30 to 7:30. I leave the house by 8 o'clock. I get to the office by 9 a.m. or 8:30 a.m. I'm just giving my own example. And then from there, I have to make sure I send about maybe generate emails and send maybe from 9 o'clock to maybe 10 o'clock or 10 to 11. And let's say now, yeah, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. generate emails, and then I do cold callings for at least maybe 50 people, 20 people, 30 people. It's up to you depending on your target, okay? And then the next thing you want to, you're specific from this time to this time. This is what I want to do. I need to call, maybe I need to respond to an email. I need to, when you put out those things, it becomes easy for you to handle things, okay? Now you have to, but first of all, you're specific. The second is measurable. Like you measure, you talk about the time specification. I want to do this from this time. Maybe I have to do cold calling for 2 hours, 9 a.m. to 10 to 11 a.m. That's your measuring, you're giving a time. And after that, what's the next thing I want to do? I want to maybe send emails from 11:30 a.m. to like 1:30 a.m. And after that, I have to maybe, for example, respond to emails and everything from this time to this time. Now, when you put out those goals, those specifications, you're able to have the things you want to do in time, and then you will not be distracted. Sometimes when you go through your list of the day, you're like, oh, why am I even being distracted? I have not completed what I wanted to do during the day. So setting goals is very important if you must succeed in life. You have to stay focused because a lot of people are easily distracted. This generation now, sometimes, I'm not going to say just people, because even me, I'm also a victim of that, but God is helping me. So sometimes you pick up your phone like, oh, I want to check something on Instagram. Before you know, you spend 1 hour, 2 hours there. But when you set your goals, you realize that I'm wasting this time. Maybe I would have used that time on something else, okay? You set your achievable goals. Don't go and set something that, it's something that it's not achievable. Thank you guys so much. Please keep sharing the video. We have a lot of people. Let's have a couple more people. We have a lot of people here on YouTube and on TikTok. Thank you again for joining. We are streaming on both YouTube and on TikTok. And our topic today is sorry, I've been staying focused despite distraction. You have to stay focused despite distraction, and we'll bring out some things on how you stay focused. Number one, you set clear goals, and under the clear goals we talk about, you have to be specific. Maybe I have to wake up from this time to this time. I have to study my Bible from this time. I have to go to the gym. I have to go to work. You be specific with the measurable time, and you put things that are achievable. Don't go and say, for example, I want to send you're a salesperson, I want to send 3 million emails in 1 hour. Those things are not, they are not really achievable. So you should set things that you can achieve. Okay, so first thing, you write that down, because these are the things that you will have to follow, okay? And then the second one is that you have to build a distraction-proof workspace. Sometimes you want to work and then you really want to sit there and do some things, but you find yourself in an environment, of course you must be distracted. Just imagine that you're very focused in achieving something and you have a limited time, and then you're in maybe a club, or let's say you're in the TV, you're watching the TV and you have a limited time to do something. And then sometimes you can also have you have to sit in a way that you can find a comfortable place that will make you to feel focused. Sometimes you have a seat that you're feeling very discomforting and everything, and with that you're unable to achieve your goals, because you might want to wake up, but if you first of all say, okay, I want to achieve this goal, you put everything together and you sit there, you look for yourself a position where you will sit and first of all and be very, very convenient. That is very important, okay? And then the second one is I wrote under building distraction proof. I said use noise cancelling headset. Sometimes you're in a place where people are making noise, doing a lot of things that will be distracting you. Look for a way whereby those noises will not get over you. Don't try to set your goals and then you go and sit where it's not. Just like I quoted earlier, maybe you go and sit in a nightclub and then you have some business goals to fulfill. You're trying to do everything there. That of course you're going to be distracted. And also, if you're someone who likes to snack, you can keep maybe your snack and your water or whatever thing nearby, so it will help you during your break, so you can have them and you will not have to moving around and wasting time. And also you turn off all your notifications, because like I said earlier, Instagram can really be distracting, especially to me. I keep calling Instagram because I know how distracting Instagram can be. So again, we are talking about, I see a couple of people joining. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. If you can kindly share, we're talking about staying focused despite distractions. Staying focused despite distractions. So we have pointed out 2 ways. Number 1 is set out clear creative goals. Number 2 is build a distraction-proof workshop. You get a seat that is convenient, that you can sit there for as long as you can. If you know you're someone who like to snack, get your snacks around so you can stay focused and have your snacks during your break time. And then we are going now to the 3rd one. It says time block your creative work. Block, I think I mentioned that earlier, but this is still in an elaborative form. You should time block your creative time. So you should not just maybe spend a lot of time, like, okay, maybe I want to spend 8 hours in doing this. Of course you're going to be boring. You're going to be bored. So I said here that you should divide your days into blocks. Okay, divide them into blocks. Say, for example, from this time to this time, this is what I will do. From this time to this time, this is what I will do. And also prioritize yourself. Learn to prioritize things. And also you have to master the act of saying no, because sometimes you've already programmed yourself, and then someone brings something that, of course, it's not really beneficial either to you or maybe even to the person, or you want to get involved into something that will not add value, but then you have to do it because it's this person. Master the act of saying no. Learn to know when to say no and when to say yes. Learn to do that, because it is very important. It's very important. You have to stay focused. You have to stay focused. You don't have to be distracted. You have to be very, very resilient, and also train your brain to stay focused. Some people's brain are like very, very distracted. They're easily distracted. Sometimes you want to do something, and the next thing you realize, I just want to pick up my phone and touch, or maybe I just want to call this person. Sometimes when those thoughts come in, you just tell yourself, I still got work to do. I haven't finished this. And you train your brain like that. Sometimes when those things come in your mind, your brain on its own will reject it. Will feel like, oh no, we are not supposed to be doing this because we have work to do. We have work to do. So guys, we should train ourselves. We should train ourselves to stay focused. We should train ourselves to stay focused, to stay determined, and also to prioritize the right things. We should learn to prioritize the right things. We should learn to put importance to the right things. Because, if you don't do that, you will not be able to manage time very well. Anyway, before we proceed to the next, does anyone have any question? Does anyone have any question? Or we can see a couple of people on TikTok. We can see a couple of people on YouTube. So please tell us if you have any question or you have something to add. So guys, we have to stay focused irrespective of what we find ourselves doing. We have to stay focused irrespective of where we are, So, thank you so much guys for joining. We're glad to have you here. So, does anyone want to say something? We've been talking. I've been the one talking. I know I made the live session, but then I want us all to say something. So, most importantly, you have to learn how to manage your time. If you can manage your time, then you're good. Sometimes some people feel like, we all have 24 hours. Then how come this person is able to achieve a lot of things within this 24 hours and I'm unable to do nothing? Before you know, the day is fast spent, the day is fully gone. Like, how do these people do these things? How Can someone just maybe in any of the comment section say something? How do you think, like, we all have 24 hours, but maybe if you look at some people, they do a lot of things within those 24 hours, and some people are not able to do anything within those 24 hours. So what do you think? How do you think, what do you think causes all this? We are talking, we are addressing a very important topic here. So now I'm asking the people, how do you think people that have the same hours like ours achieve a lot of things? We are talking about staying focused despite distractions, okay? So now we have already pointed out some certain things that will help you to achieve your goals. And I'm asking here if someone can leave a comment, so it should be interactive. Why and how do you think other people, because nobody have an extra time more than us, we all have 24 hours. I don't have 24 hours 30 minutes, neither do you. We all have the same hours. So what make you think that some people achieve a lot of things and do a lot of things within 24 hours and others don't do it? Anyone that can tell me, I got a giveaway for the person. If you can just maybe leave a comment, I've got a giveaway for you, a surprise. Just leave a comment, and if you're writing on YouTube, I'm gonna send you a message and I have a giveaway for you. If you're writing on TikTok, I'm gonna send you a message and I'm gonna give you a giveaway. Why do you think people usually get, let's say people easily get a lot of things done within 24 hours and some people are unable to get anything done within that same 24 hours? And they had things to do. Anyone have something to say, please let me know. Anyone have something to say? I have a giveaway for whoever will say something that matches my thoughts, or not just so, but something that we think is right, because maybe what I'm thinking might not be exactly. Anyway, since we did not have anyone who raised their hand to say anything, I'm gonna say it. I strongly believe that is because we are not focused. Not we, but a lot of people are not focused. A lot of people are not focused. Focusing. Yeah, someone said something here. I think he said something like that they have to be focusing. Yes, that's right. When you came late, before you said it, I already said it. That's why I was asking that someone should say something so we can do a giveaway. But anyway, it's fine. Thank you for responding. It's staying focused. People are focused. You can see someone who have dressed up and they are rushing somewhere, and a little distraction will cause them to just go another place. Someone will say, especially with us back home, you meet someone who is actually going somewhere else, and then they meet their friend, and they're like, oh, if you're going that place, then let's just go. But whereas that's not the case. If you're someone that is determined, someone who is focused, you must have your goal. You don't just live like, like you don't have a focus, like a wind. When the breeze blow this way, you just go this way. When the breeze blow this way, you have to stay focused. You have to stay focused, and staying focused means you avoid distractions. You write down exactly what you want for the day. So now, as I'm talking to you, I still want to ask you the question: what have your plan been for the year? We have gone down. We've started the year 2025, and God has been very faithful and gracious. The year have gone through, and we are now on the 6th month, and the first half of the year has gone through, and maybe a couple of you haven't achieved those things that you had said to achieve. You haven't got some of those things that you had set your mind to have them, and we are already half gone of the year. Now, how do you achieve the things on this other half of the year? I'm gonna say one thing is staying focused. Stay focused. What do you want to achieve? Of course, everything is possible. You can achieve everything, whatever you thought that you were supposed to achieve within the past 1 year, okay, or 2 years ago. You can achieve them all even in a couple of weeks. And I tell you guys, it's very possible. It's very, very possible. Yes, you have to be very, very focused. Guys, just 1 minute. I'm coming. 1 second. Let me come. Thank you guys so much for waiting. So we were talking about staying focused despite distractions, right? And we had mentioned some things. So here we're going to be adding it. We said implementing time management techniques. Implementing time management techniques. So that's also very important. If you want to stay focused, you have to learn of different ways of how you can manage your time. Like I mentioned here, a lot of people, we sometimes ask ourselves, how is this person able to achieve a lot of things within the same number of hours that we have? A lot of people, every one of us, we have 24 hours a day. But you see some people in that same 24 hours, they're able to manage, or better still, achieve a lot of things, right? Again, if you're just joining us, thank you so much for joining. We are streaming on both YouTube and TikTok. Okay. We are streaming on YouTube and TikTok. So now work on focusing. I'm just going to give you, there are different ways that you can manage your time. There are different ways that you can manage your time. There is one we say Pomodoro technique. I have to pick this call. Sorry guys, I had to pick that call. It was very important. I'm sorry guys, I had to pick that call. It was very important. Thank you for waiting. So yeah, so we said there are different ways that you have to manage your time. Okay, every one of us have 24 hours. No one have more than 24 hours. And if you don't manage your time well, there is no way you can achieve. You can achieve a lot of things in this life. If you don't manage your time well, you know, sometimes you have to program yourself what you want to do in the day. Of course, not sometimes, daily. What do I want to achieve within this day? What do I want to do first? So there are different kind of ways that you can, I wrote some things here, I'm going to look from there. We have implementing time management techniques. First of all, I had mentioned about implementing the time, putting that in mind. For example, when I wake up in the morning, this I want to do. I want to wake up at this time. After that, I want to do this thing at this time, and then you move to the next one. But then a lot of people don't still know how to manage those time. So here we have, someone says something. We have Pomodoro techniques. That is, it works in focus of interval, like maybe 25 minutes, for example. I want to just, maybe I would like to make calls. If I'm a salesperson, I want to make calls for the first 25 minutes. If I'm someone that's easily distracted, so I want to use the Pomodoro technique. That is every 25 minutes. Okay, the first 25 minutes, I want to just try to call. Maybe if I'm doing sales calling, I want to do maybe 30 or better still, maybe 10 to 15 calls within these 25 minutes. And then I take a break, maybe get a little bit of 5 minutes distraction. And then I go again, maybe I do something different. And then I come back there and all of that. So yeah. So this technique helps you to maintain focus, and it doesn't burn out energy. We had also mentioned that you should create a distraction-free environment. You should create a distraction-free environment, you know. So people are easily distracted, but then they have a very huge target, something very huge to achieve, but they keep going to an environment where they'll definitely be distracted. With that, you cannot achieve anything. With that, you cannot achieve anything. And then also we wrote here that, by the way, before we proceed, does anyone have any question or anything to add? I can see we have a couple of people here on TikTok as well as on YouTube. So actually we are streaming from YouTube and from TikTok. So, does anyone have any question, anything to add before we proceed? Let's catch like 2 minutes of break. I love bitter coffee. Okay, we're done. Our break is over. So, again, thank you so much. You're welcome to our live session. We are streaming from TikTok and from YouTube. Our TikTok name is HR Kate and our YouTube name is Winning Mindsets. So the topic we are discussing about today is staying focused despite distractions. So, and we have been outlining some different ways where you can stay focused despite the distractions. Ways that you can stay focused despite distractions. So we have talked about one technique here. I'm just gonna check that. We talk about the Pomodoro technique, whereby you manage your time in maybe between the time range of 25 minutes, where you decide, okay, every 25 minutes I will focus on this, and I take a break, and then I move to the next one. And then you minimize this digital distraction. You turn off the notifications, like, excuse me. Sometimes you get distracted because you just receive a notification, someone just posted something, and before you know, you get there and you forgot what you were doing. If the people that we admire a lot did that, we will never admire them. Do you believe that? There are a lot of people that a lot of us admire, but what is different from them with us is that they manage their time rightly. If you can manage your time rightly, I bet you that you will never be in the same position that you are. Learning how to manage your time is one of the most important tools that any one of us can have. If you can manage your time rightly, there is nothing that will stop you from achieving your goals. If you can manage your time rightly, first of all, you have your goal, okay? Sometimes, and also a lot of us, a lot of people always have short-term goals. I want to achieve this thing. I want to be this within 1 month. I want to be this within 1 month. But you realize that before you could become whatever you are, you had maybe studied from nursery school, pre-nursery, and then from nursery, and then you go to primary, and then secondary to high school, university, and all of that. But how come you want to achieve something and just want to achieve them within 1 month? When you have a specific time, like this is what I want to achieve, and I want to achieve it within 1 year or within 6 months. So what do I do within this time? How do I grow? How do I get these things? And with that, if you can handle or manage your time management very well, there is nothing, nobody can stop you. And we have mentioned here, avoiding, first of all, you use the technique of the Pomodoro, whereby you use maybe every 25 minutes. That's just one of them, okay? And then you use time blocking. That's you dedicate time slots to different tasks. From 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., maybe I'll do sales calls. From 12:30 to 1:30, maybe I do email marketing. I'm talking about a salesperson. This is just an example. You understand? From this time to this time, this is what I will do. And with that, there is nothing. By 3 or by 6 p.m., I make sure I go out and do my 1 hour 10,000 walk or whatever you're doing. You set out those times. You set out those times. And then you have to also create a distraction-free environment. You cannot be someone who likes to play video games and then you happen to set your goals and you sit around environment or you sit where the others are playing video games. That's not gonna work. That's never gonna work. You cannot, you cannot do that. You have to go to an environment where it's very, very distraction-free. And you should be very, very determined of what you want to achieve. Set a distraction-free environment. Go to a distraction. Get a chair. If you're sitting in an office, don't get a chair that will inconvenience you from walking. Get a convenient place. Sit in a convenient environment. Okay, so I talk about minimize digital distractions. Organize your space. If your space is not organized, there is no way you want to continually sitting there. You feel a lot of inconveniences and all of that. Establish clear boundaries. That one is also important. Okay, you set working hours. I want to work today for 5 hours. I want to work today for 8 hours, and from this time to this time, this is when I have to work. I maybe have to go out and get some break for 30 minutes or 40 minutes, and I come back and then I continue from this time. So you have to make a clear working hours. If you're someone that is trying to study something, like you want to work on something, you're trying to build something, you say, okay, I'm doing a research. Okay, I'm going to do the research from this time to this time, or I'm studying. I'll study from this time to this time, and then I have to have maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or 25-minute break, whatever, and then I continue again from this other time to this time, and I have specific things I'm doing within those times. If you set clear goals, and then you stay persistent, guy, I bet you're going to achieve anything you want to achieve. And also you identify your key tasks. Sometimes you're setting your goals and the one that is very, very important, you put it on the last. Always, always, always identify your key goal, which is the most important for that day. You put it at the top of your list and you prioritize it. What's your most important deal for that day? What's the most important thing you had to do for that day? You put it at the top of your list and then you work towards it. You identify that this is the top, and sometimes the main important thing can be the number one, and then you divide it. So this is what, after this I want to achieve this one, okay? So you put, before I get here, I have to do this one and this other tax, and then you put again another hyphen. From this tax to this tax will bring you up to this one, and then this other tax to this tax will bring you up to the next one, before you've achieved the main tax. So we should learn to be focused. There are people, I believe that everyone here, anyone watching me must have heard of Cristiano Ronaldo. right? So if he's that good of a footballer, do we think he manages his time rightly? Please, if you're here, just say something. Do we think Cristiano Ronaldo manages his time rightly, or he uses it like some of us? Do you think Cristiano Ronaldo manages his time rightly, or he just uses it anyhow? Let me hear from you guys. I'm calling Cristiano Ronaldo because I believe that everyone knows that he's really good. Or better say Messi, anyone, any of your favorite footballer that you think is really good in the field. What do you think about his time management? What do you think, and how do you think he spends his time? Someone should tell me something. Someone should say something here, please, guys. Let's make it fun. Okay, I believe that Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, whoever that we admire who is in the football team, must be managing his time rightly. So if we also want to be stand out in whatever thing we do, we should learn on how to manage our time rightly, and most importantly, we should be persistent. This is like a microwave generation where people just want everything to just happen. You know, someone wants to maybe just have everything happen at the same time, but that's not the case. That's not the case. Things take time to become real. We have to stay focused. We have to be determined. We have to keep going. We have to keep pushing. We have to keep pressing until we have it. Until we have it. So you have to also practice mindfulness and self-care. You have to be mindful. When we talk about mindful, thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining again. You're welcome. You have to practice mindfulness and self-care. So you have to learn how to take your regular breaks. If you're someone that is easily distracted, so you don't really get distracted easily, take short breaks throughout the day and rest and recharge, okay? You don't just want to focus, because if you just stay on one position and someone is easily distracted, you know, you just focus like that. After a while, you get distracted, and those things that used to excite you doing, you find them very boring and you don't want to do. But if you take those, you know, those in-between breaks, you're excited, you know, you're working and you're like, oh my God, I just want to get there so I can get my break. I just want to get there and I can get my break. So guys, please, this year, if we must excel, if we must stand out, we have to set goals. No more procrastination. Procrastination is the killer of destiny. When you procrastinate, your destiny is being rubbished. When you procrastinate, come on, look at that. I know that you know that I'm saying the truth. There are a lot of things you would have not been in that same position if you would have stopped procrastinating. You would have not been in this position that you are now if you would have stopped procrastinating. But no, you said you want to, I will do it tomorrow. In fact, let me just do it later in the evening. My friends came, let me just do it. No. Stop it. If you're listening to me, I'm talking to you, stop. I'm not going to encourage that. This season, this is the 6th month of the year 2025. Nobody is applauding anyone who procrastinates. Nobody say, oh, I love the way he's brave. He procrastinates a lot. Because of his procrastination, he has achieved a lot. Nobody does that. No one ever achieved anything by procrastinating. So guys, we stay focused, we keep pressing, and we keep going forward. But never losing focus, okay? Never losing focus. Irrespective of what you see, just keep going, okay? I'm still gonna take this call, guys, so please give me some time. I'm gonna take this call. Just a moment, I'm coming back. I'm gonna stop this video here, and thank you guys so much for joining. We're gonna see you guys again in a live session. We're gonna be coming in from time to time and talking, so each one of us can grow and learn. Thank you so much. And on the next class, we're gonna be talking on how to stop procrastinating, and many other amazing topics are gonna be coming up. So our next live session, I'm sorry. Thank you guys. See you. Bye bye. Please subscribe, like, and share our video. Thank you. where is where I end the live session.